Happy Wednesday, biologists. This is Ms. Fabrizio coming at you on Wednesday, April 7th, 2020 for our video lesson for the day. I just realized I wasn't sharing my screen with you guys, so let me do that real quick. Okay, so let's get this rolling. So we are focusing on the same standard today, traits being passed down. And then our objective for today is analyze how sex-linked traits work by completing practice problems on them. And I just want to note right now, you guys can pause the video. You're just going to need a pencil and your laptop, which you're probably viewing me on right now, or your phone, and then either the printed out packet, or if you're doing it on your phone or laptop, that's fine. But a pencil if you are using the written packet. So pause me now to get all your stuff in order. You also have my contact information. Okay, so now we're ready to get started. So first I want to talk to us about what sex-linked traits are. So that's what we're talking about today. We're talking about sex-linked traits. So sex-linked traits mean that these alleles are on the sex chromosome. So that's X and Y. We have XX for females and XY for males. So sex-linked traits are typically going to be on the X chromosome. So just as a reminder, remember that females have two X's, two X sex chromosomes, whereas males have XY. So X-linked diseases such as color blindness or X-linked traits are more likely to affect males, as they only need one copy of the recessive allele to exhibit the trait. Because they only have this one X, they are more likely, they just need one copy of this recessive allele to exhibit the trait, whereas females need two copies. They need to be homozygous recessive, whereas males, since they just have the one X, they only need one copy. So we are actually going to be talking about fruit flies today as one of our sex-linked characteristics, sex-linked traits. And you may be thinking, okay, fruit flies, who cares? Those annoying buzzing creatures. Fruit flies, I wanted to point out, actually, they share a lot of similarities with humans. So we can do research on them and study them in order to find more about humans. And if you don't believe me, I did a lab in college. I took a lab course in college where we looked at how we could turn on different genes, turn off different genes that could be expressed. And we studied the eye color of these creatures. And then the other half of that class was dealing with microscopic worms. So please ask me about it. And if you don't believe me about this fruit fly research being important for humans, I can recommend you a lot of articles to read, or we can discuss it if you'd like. So in fruit flies, eye color is a sex-linked trait. Red, the color red is going to be the dominant to white. And I've included pictures of this, so nice close-up pictures of the fruit flies. So you can see on the left, we got a guy with a white eye, different eye colors here. Red is typically what we see since it's the dominant trait, and then white is more recessive and less seen. And I can't tell, I used to be able to, well, I can still tell if these are male or female. We had to figure out, we had to learn how to do that in my lab, so that was fun. This one down here looks female, so that's less likely. I can't tell if these are male or female just right off the bat, but you can definitely see their eye color. So now we're on page 9 of our packet. You can see it right here. I'm going to plug my laptop in because it's about to die, it tells me. And so I want to work on a couple of these first page together. We'll go do up to 3 together, then you guys will be on your own for the rest. So what are the sexes and eye colors of flies with the following genotypes? So this is how sex-linked traits are going to be written. So it's going to be the X. The allele is going to be in a superscript, whether it's the dominant or recessive. So it's similar to how we've been doing Punnett squares normally. The capital R is the dominant allele. Lowercase letters represent the recessive allele. So you'll see XX for female and then XY for male. And then we'll only be seeing the traits on the Ys. So here we can see, let's do number 1. So what are our sex traits that we are dealing with? Let's write this nice screen. Okay, so what are the sexes and eye color? So we have an XX here, X capital R, X lowercase r. So this individual, since we know that red is dominant to white, so we have a heterozygous dominant individual. So we see that they would have red female, and I apologize for my handwriting, and that's as good as it's gonna get for now. Okay, and then we move to the right. We have an X capital R, Y. So this is going to be red male because it has the capital R, and then the Y makes it a male. Okay, then we have X capital R, X capital R. So this is going to be a red female again. Whereas the X lowercase r, X or Y is going to be a white-eyed male because it's got the lowercase r. So here we see that just this male here, the X lowercase ry, the bottom right hand for number 1, is expressing the white-eyed trait. Whereas this female, our top left, also has a single allele representing the recessive trait. And she does not exhibit that white-eyed because she needs 2 copies of the recessive allele to exhibit the trait, whereas males only need 1 because they only have 1 X chromosome. So there you have it. Pause me as needed, go back. Okay, so what are the genotypes of all these flies? So we have a white-eyed male. So I could have just kept annotating. Okay, so we have a white-eyed male, so we know that he got 1 X, and he's white-eyed, so it's a lowercase r, and then he's got a Y because he's a male. Okay, a red-eyed female, heterozygous. So she is heterozygous, so we know that she's got 2 X's because she's a female, that she's got, since she's heterozygous, she gets 1 copy of the capital dominant allele and 1 copy of the lowercase recessive allele. We have a white-eyed female. So to be white-eyed, she has to be homozygous recessive. So she gets 2 copies of this recessive allele. And then a red-eyed male, he gets a capital R because he's red-eyed, and then XY. So hopefully that makes sense. And then we'll do a cross together, and then you guys will be on your own. So show the cross of a female, a white-eyed female, so she's a white-eyed female, so we have the genotype here, and then also the genotype here, and then a red-eyed male, we have our genotype that we just wrote here, and then this genotype that it gives us. So pause the video now to see if you can do it, if you feel comfortable doing it. If not, we'll go over it in just a second. So just pause me and complete number 3, the cross for a white-eyed female and a red-eyed male. Welcome back. So you should have completed the cross for the white-eyed female with a red-eyed male. So I'm going to do that now just to show us, and then I'll go over these in the live classroom tomorrow. So we have a white-eyed female. So similar to our crosses, each allele, so each chromosome or allele on the chromosomes gets 1 of these boxes. So we have an XR here, an X lowercase r here for our female, and then for our male here, Y, and then we do our cross as normal. So this would be XR, 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 XR. So we have 2 females that are going to be carriers for this, meaning that they can pass on the recessive trait of this white-eyedness. And this is important to note. So again, apologies for bad handwriting. But basically what's going on here is we see that all of our females, when we have a mom who expresses the white-eyedness, all of the female offspring, when their father is a red-eyed male, they are carriers for the trait, meaning they have the heterozygous allele combination, whereas the males in this trait are automatically going to have exhibit the white eyes because they're only getting X's from mom, and mom is homozygous recessive, meaning she could only pass on the recessive allele for the X chromosome. Okay, so pause this if you need it. Hopefully it's legible for you guys. And now you're going to complete the, basically we're gonna move on to the rest of the packet. So let's do 4 and 5 on pages 9 and 10 of your packet. So it's dealing with the crosses for the males. And then, yeah, we'll come back together. So pause me now to do that. Look back, rewind me if you need to remember 1, 2, and 3, or if you need to go over that again, just rewind and play it back. And then, yeah, you're completing 4 and 5. So pause me now to do that. Welcome back. So you should have completed numbers 4 and 5 on your packet of pages 9 and 10. So we're going to move on to number 6. So this is a math problem. So in the above cross, so after you complete this cross, you are seeing if 100 males were produced and 200 females, how many total red-eyed flies there would be. So you're basically thinking about the percentage number. So if you got, there were 1 out of the 4 red-eyed males, or 1 out of the 4 or 2 out of the 4, whatever out of the 4 had red eyes, you're just applying, making that into a percentage. So if it's 1 out of 4, 25%, 2 out of 4, 50%, 3 out of 4, 75%, etc. And then applying it to these total numbers here. Okay, so complete number 6. Pause me now to do that. We'll go over it in office hours tomorrow because that might be a little tricky one. Okay, welcome back. So you should have completed page number 6 on page 10 of your packet. So you should have told me how many total red-eyed flies you would expect there to be. Number 7, so now we're going to be talking about hemophilia. So that's the rest of 7 through 10 on page 10 and 11 of your packet. So we're talking about hemophilia, which is a type of blood disorder. So it is a sex-linked trait. Females can be normal, and it tells us right here. So normal, this is what the genotype looks like, a carrier, similar to what we said before. So they can pass on the trait. They don't themselves exhibit the trait. So this female here doesn't exhibit hemophilia, but she's able to pass on the allele because she has one of those. And then a female who is a hemophiliac, and then the male who is normal, and then a male who is a hemophiliac. So unlike females, they can never be a carrier. So they either have the trait or they don't have the trait. That's the only 2 options for males. So let's complete 7 through 10 of your packet. So it's similar to what we did above with the flies genotype. You're just making it, taking what you learned from the fly, doing the crosses that you did above to this new scenario. So let's complete 7 through 9, or 7 through 10, I'm sorry. And we'll go through it tomorrow in my classroom. And then you'll be done with the part of the packet for Wednesday, April 8th. Okay, welcome back. So you should have completed number 7 through 10 of your packet on pages 10 and 11. And you should be all done up until page 11 at this point. So we only have Friday, April 10th to go. So very good job, you guys. I'm just going to go back to a little look ahead. So next time we're going to be talking about dihybrid crosses. So we're going to be talking about how we can look at how different traits are related to each other, and how if parent X exhibits these 2 different traits and then mates with parent Y who exhibits these other 2 different traits, what is the likelihood of the child having those 2 different traits? So we have our Google Classroom tomorrow. It's Google Hangout. I'm always going to post it on Google Classroom, and that's 9:30 through 11:20. We're going to do a video upload on another lesson on Friday the 10th. It's going to be about dihybrid crosses, like I already said. Here's my contact information. Please reach out, comment, email, text. Please comment on this video. Remember to subscribe so you can get alerts for when my videos are posting. And that is it. I'll see you guys next time.